To scale up a food operation, standard Western supply chain theory tells us to buy in bulk. We build massive climate-controlled warehouses, calculate the economic order quantity to balance holding costs, and store as much inventory as possible to meet demand. But in the Japanese lunch market, fresh means strictly fresh. Day-old leftovers are completely unacceptable. This diagram shows why traditional models like the economic production quantity formula fail here. EPQ relies on balancing holding costs, but Tamago-ya maintains a standard of zero holding for fresh food. Applying standard bulk holding calculations to hyper-perishable ingredients guarantees failure. A company operating under these strict freshness standards needs a completely new operational blueprint. This dashboard shows Tamago-ya's output. They deliver 70,000 meals daily across Tokyo with just 650 employees and zero fresh food warehousing. They use eco-friendly boxes requiring a 9-hour wash cycle and complete every delivery within an uncompromising 60-minute window. Think about the physical reality of that. They have to cook and route 70,000 meals in 1 hour without knowing their exact order volumes beforehand and without keeping any fresh ingredients in stock. To solve this impossibility, Tamago-ya had to replace physical warehousing space with perfect timing and extreme operational agility. This graphic illustrates their first foundational constraint. Tamago-ya offers only a single meal option per day, rotating on a strict 2-week schedule. Restricting the menu to a single daily variable simplifies their raw material requirements down to a single formula. That simplicity allows them to gather high-precision intelligence. Every evening, drivers return from their routes and report the anticipated demand they gathered firsthand by talking directly with clients. This flowchart shows how that driver intel feeds directly into a central forecasting system. By aggregating those human reports with historical demand and weather data, Tamago-ya locks in a precise minimum baseline order, triggering the first wave of production at dawn. Eliminating choice-based variability is the prerequisite for turning raw human intelligence into a high-precision baseline forecast. This timeline visualizes the morning sprint. At 9 a.m., the live order window opens and incoming demand immediately exceeds the make-to-stock baseline. By 9:15 a.m., the make-to-order engine handles the search on a strict 1.5-hour lead time, driven by rapid 15-minute pull signals. This diagram breaks down the sourcing ecosystem that makes this possible. Tamago-ya pays a 2 to 3% premium markup to a trusted circle of wholesalers, shifting their inventory risk entirely to the outside. In exchange for that premium, those suppliers execute micro-deliveries every 15 minutes, dropping raw ingredients directly onto the production line to match the incoming order surge in real time. Paying a premium for external, real-time inventory management is ultimately cheaper and faster than owning and operating a climate-controlled warehouse. The order window strictly closes at 10:30 a.m., but because the final delivery deadline is noon, the earliest dispatch vehicles are already out on the road before the final order numbers even exist. This map illustrates their inventory on wheels strategy. The first wave deploys early to remote Region 3, carrying estimated quantities before carrying exact final standby vans. If a primary van faces a demand-supply gap out in their territory, these standby vans actively track them down. They transfer stock from vehicle to vehicle right on the road to balance the inventory gaps. Shifting inventory from static shelves to moving vehicles turns a rigid supply chain into a self-correcting loop that balances supply and demand in real time. This grid displays the final result at the close of the 1 p.m. delivery window. Out of an average 70,000 lunches produced through this high-wire act, the average daily leftover count is approximately 40 boxes. That near 100% inventory turnover rate creates immense financial savings by completely eliminating food waste and obsolescence. This balance scale shows how the traditional bulk storage growth model compares against Tamago-ya's agile setup. The cost of paying a 2–3% markup to nimble suppliers is heavily outweighed by the savings of zero warehouse real estate and zero financial loss from wasted food.
Tamago-ya achieves massive operational scale by prioritizing speed, real-time information, and supplier agility over the perceived safety of a traditional warehouse.